Hey everyone, welcome back to a new video. I've been getting a lot of questions about how I take notes on my Redmi Pad SE, especially since this tablet doesn't have palm rejection. So today, I'm going to walk you through how I use Touch Notes, my favorite app for organizing everything digitally. If you're looking for inspiration or tips to make your notes, both aesthetic and functional, this video is for you. The first thing I do is create a folder to organize my subjects. I simply name the folder, and then I use the cover option to customize it. You can really make it yours by selecting a design that feels right for you. After that, I create a notebook for each subject inside the folder. Once the notebook is created, I go ahead and change its cover as well. In the free version of Touch Notes, there are pre-designed covers to choose from. Just pick a color for the design, and you're good to go. Here's how everything looks once all your folders and notebooks are organized. It's super satisfying. Now, inside the notebook, I customize the page templates. The colors I use depend on the type of notes I'm making. Sometimes I go for pastel tones. Other times I prefer darker shades. It's all about finding what works for you. Now, let's talk about the notebook pages. You can fully customize them. My personal favorite is the grid template, but you also have options like dotted, lined, and plain pages. Here's a pro tip: under the line opacity setting, lower it as much as possible so the lines aren't too harsh. This makes your pages look clean while still giving you a guide for writing. For writing, I use the second pen option. I switch between 3 different sizes: 3.3 for fine writing, 5.0 for medium-sized text, and 13.5 for titles. The zoom level I use while writing varies depending on the pen size, but it's really about what feels comfortable to you. When it comes to highlighters, I match their sizes to the pens, so everything looks cohesive. Touch Notes also gives you flexibility with erasing. You can adjust the eraser size or use the selection tool to delete specific sections. Super handy if you make mistakes or want to tidy up. Adding text is straightforward too. Just tap anywhere on the page, and you can customize the font size, style, and more. But honestly, I'm not a fan of the font options, so I mostly stick to handwriting. Let's talk about the lack of palm rejection. Yes, it can be challenging at first, but you get used to it. Plus, I feel like it's helped me improve my handwriting since I have to be extra precise. Here's something cool. Touch Notes has a zoom writer tool that lets you focus on a small section of the page while writing. This makes the process easier because you don't have to worry about accidentally touching other parts of the screen. Once you've written something, you can select and resize it as needed. This is one of my favorite features because it helps keep my notes organized and clean. Another trick I love is splitting the page into 2 sections. It saves space and makes everything look more structured. If you need shapes, Touch Notes has pre-made ones for geometry or math notes. You can even change their line and fill colors to match your style. Now, my favorite part, choosing colors. I use online color palettes for inspiration. Just search for color palettes with codes. Copy the code you like and paste it into the app to create your custom colors. It's super easy, and the colors sync across pens and highlighters. For titles, I don't overthink them. Some days, I'll get creative, but most of the time, I keep it simple. Now, let's talk about adding images. Unfortunately, you can't drag images directly from your browser to the app. You have to download them to your tablet first, then add them from your gallery. But once they're in the app, You can resize, move them around, and even add text on top. Another feature I don't use often is the special pen tool, but it's worth mentioning. You can change its color, layer highlighters over it, and more. It's fun to experiment with, even if I don't use it in my everyday notes. If you ever need to copy a page from one notebook to another, Touch Notes makes it easy. You can rename, delete, and even duplicate pages. Switching between notebooks is seamless too. You can quickly jump from one to another using the top menu without going back to the folder view. Now, for PDFs, you can annotate directly on them. While you can't edit the content, you can add text, highlights, and drawings like you would with regular notes. I also use Touch Notes for daily planning. I love adding stickers to make my planner pages more fun. Finally, when sharing documents, my favorite option is generating a QR code. It's super easy and even lets you add a password for extra security. And that's pretty much how I take notes with this tablet and app. It's a system that works perfectly for me, and I hope some of these tips help you too. Thank you so much for watching.